Now, I think DC asked him about Hamzat, but the first thing that jumps out is that he's talking a lot about Hamzat. I'm looking at the title right now, and the title that DC put is Sean Strickland calls out Hamzat. That's not what you want to hear from somebody who's fighting a world champion. In a couple of days, it's him focused on somebody else.
Murderer, and then expect to even be let. I mean, there's a reason why he's in Saudi Arabia right now.
Really?
Yeah. Why do you think he hasn't fought in the U.S.?
Let's skip past.
People say that. For you and Hamzat to fight,
Oh,
don't need fireworks.
He's still talking about
the things
Hamzat.
that use it.
And I'm like, everything that we find important means nothing in the grand scheme of things. And I love fighting because it's a job. I love the fans. But like, man, when you actually look at what life is and what matters in life and things become in perspective, it's almost better because you can enjoy moments more. Because if you put everything into this, whether it be a new car, like whatever promotion, when you put so much into something, it like dilutes moments because you're so fixated. But the moment you realize like life is trivial, this moment we're having now, it doesn't matter which way it goes, you're happier, man. Like, you're so much happier when you just understand life is.
When I hear what Sean Strickland is saying in this interview, I see where he's coming from. He sounds like he's coming to peace with himself. Sounds like he's trying to find a more peaceful mindset for himself, because he sounds different than what we would usually hear him go on about. But I just think for an athlete, particularly an athlete who's competing for the belt, you don't really want to hear him talk about how trivial real life is. In other words, the real world. I get the point that he's trying to make, because I agree with proponents of it. He's making the point that all this stuff that we try to attain in life, in our lives, the promotion, he mentioned promotions, and that goes along with money and cars and a belt, all these type of things are ultimately trivial, is what he's saying, because you can't take them with you. One day you'll be dead, you'll be forgotten, maybe you'll be remembered, at the most you'll be remembered, but either way you'll be dead, and you won't have these things with you. Definitely based in truth, if we want to compare it to what DDP was saying, both things I feel like are based in truth. But I hear DDP, he's not denying, if you talk to him, he probably wouldn't deny anything that Sean Strickland is saying. He's not under some delusion that winning and the belt mean more to him than his life, his family, his friends, like those moments that Sean Strickland is referencing. It's not about denial of those things, but it actually goes along with another video that I plan on making for this channel, so stay tuned for it, Stanceswitch. But the idea that things are fleeting, that nothing lasts forever, is part of enlightenment in general. It's an enlightening thought to ponder on. The idea that all this stuff that we stress about won't be here at some point. No matter what, at some point it won't be here. There's enlightenment in that. But that's not in my opinion, that's not the end goal. You don't stop there. The answer is not all this stuff is trivial, so it doesn't matter. If we're comparing the mindsets, it's not that this stuff lasts forever. It's that I'm here right now. This is what I'm doing right now. Right now, I'm fighting for my belt, in 2 days. I'm defending my belt. I'm fighting for the belt. I'm fighting, and I've been training for this for 6 weeks. I'm putting my all into this. And yeah, it is trivial at the end of the day, but that's not in my mind. I'm not treating it like it's trivial. because also the relationships that you form throughout your life are trivial, quote unquote. If you want to adopt this mindset, everything is trivial. Why do anything? That's the road that you can go down if you align yourself with this kind of thought process, as opposed to understanding that yes, these things are fleeting, like I said, but while you're here, you might as well do them to the best of your ability. You don't treat them trivially. You treat it like this is all you have, because in essence, it is all that you have.
That being said, 25 minutes of war, my man. I'm getting my belt back.
That's what I'm saying, right? It's like, so the belt.
And that's funny, you heard that? He just, at the end of that rant, he just said, that being said, 25 minutes of war, I'm getting my belt back. He said that because that mindset does not align with the idea that you're going to do 25 minutes of war and put your all into this thing that you just told us you feel like is trivial. Why would you put your all into something if you feel like it's so trivial? Why show up for the interview if you feel like it's so trivial? You don't need to tell yourself that things don't matter in order to, I don't know, come to peace with them. Things can matter. You can care about the result. You can want to win real bad and still have this deeper understanding that at the end of the day, it is okay, because you are a human. You're a man. You're going to win some. You're going to lose some. Time will catch up to you, whatever. But that's a dangerous place for your mind to be before you fight for the title.
Champion is very important to you, but also you've done it before, and that can never be taken away from you.
Yeah,
You'll
no,
always be a champion.
I've worked my ass.
So, like, after Izzy fight, I was like, okay, I'm done ever doubting Dricus Du Plessis, because he obviously makes that thing work for him.
Yeah.
That style he makes work for him. So when you were training, after being in there with him, right, knowing that the punches come from
Let me
different
say,
angles,
it's
everything.
really hard to find someone to mimic.
That's what I was gonna say.
To get some.
Skill-wise, that's interesting to hear Sean Strickland say, because he's also known as somebody who skill-wise is very basic, you know, just has a weird style. You've heard Izzy talk about it. You've heard Izzy talk about it with both of these guys, but I feel like it's even more pronounced with Sean Strickland. Skill-wise, what do you see? What do you see from Sean Strickland that's amazing, that you've never seen somebody do in the gym before? I haven't seen it. It's his style. It's his style. It's both of their styles. But it's interesting to hear Sean Strickland point that out about DDP. I'm not sure if he recognizes it in himself, though.